Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch. The desert was quiet that morning. Dust clung to the air, and the only sound was the low hum of equipment as the exploration team prepared to descend. The cave system beneath Blind Frog Ranch, long a source of rumors, warnings, and wild speculation, was about to give up one more secret. The entry point was marked only by a slight depression in the earth, partially hidden by boulders and twisted junipers. Locals had whispered of strange lights here. Some claimed to have seen shapes, humanoid, but wrong somehow, slipping into the rock itself. None had returned with proof. Until now. The dive team assembled their gear in silence. This was not the first descent into the underground river that ran beneath the property, but it would be the deepest. Waterproof lights were tested. Air tanks checked. Each diver had a helmet camera, sonar scanner, and emergency beacon. Every precaution had been taken, but still there was unease in the air. At 6:43, the first diver disappeared beneath the surface. The water was cold, unnaturally so. A shimmer of minerals sparkled just beneath the surface, making it look almost like liquid metal. Visibility dropped immediately beyond the beam of the dive lights. The cavern walls, once tight and jagged, gave way to smooth, unnatural curves deeper in, like something had bored through the stone with impossible precision. 200 feet in, the lead diver signaled. Sonar had picked up a void, a large chamber ahead, submerged. As they approached, something changed. The water grew warmer, and the rock around them seemed to pulse faintly, as if alive. The lead light caught on something metallic embedded in the cave wall. Closer inspection revealed an object, rectangular, corroded, and partially fused with the stone. A hatch of some kind. No writing, no insignia, just rivets and age. It was pried free carefully, revealing a narrow tunnel beyond. Not natural, too symmetrical. The team proceeded. Inside, the walls were lined with what appeared to be fossilized structures, webbed, organic, but repeating. Patterns not found in any known life forms. As they moved forward, cameras captured something chilling. Skeletal remains. Not human. Limbs too long. Skull too flat. No known species matched. At 350 feet in, the cavern opened into a dome-shaped vault. Here, the walls sparkled with embedded crystals, glowing faintly, responding to movement. Bioluminescence? Energy-reactive minerals? Unknown. At the center of the chamber was the find that would redefine the mystery of Blind Frog Ranch. A perfectly smooth sphere, 3 feet in diameter, floating 2 feet above a stone pedestal. No visible support, no sound, no vibration, but the water around it rippled, gently, continuously. One diver reached out. As his hand approached the sphere, his camera feed distorted. Static interference, light warping. Instruments flickered. He paused. The team lead signaled to record everything but not to touch. They circled it slowly. One camera captured an etching on the pedestal, faint, worn, but unmistakably geometric. Concentric circles, arrows, a spiral, directional, language, a map. They collected water samples and attempted a 3D scan of the sphere, but the data refused to stabilize. The digital image bent and collapsed each time they tried to render it. It was as if the object resisted observation. Behind the sphere, partially embedded in the far wall, was a panel, another hatch. The metal here was different, darker, covered in hexagonal patterns. The team decided to mark the chamber and begin the return. Total dive time, 87 minutes. The return route was uneventful, but each diver reported feeling a pressure behind their eyes, like being watched. Lights flickered once. One diver turned suddenly. A shape, just outside the light's reach, vanished. Back on the surface, they reviewed the footage. One frame stood out. At timestamp 0:47:16, for just half a second, a figure appeared at the edge of the screen. Vaguely humanoid. Tall. Elongated arms. Eyes glowing faintly. Watching. The data was inconclusive. Audio analysis revealed subsonic frequencies near the sphere, undetectable during the dive, but captured by sensitive equipment. The waveform was patterned. Intentional. They played the sound back at reduced speed. It resembled a pulse. A message? A signal? The team returned the next day. This time, they brought a probe, remote-controlled, heavily armored. It entered the sphere chamber and hovered. As it approached the object, the lights dimmed again. And then, unexpectedly, the probe shut down. Video feed cut out. Just static. For 7 minutes, nothing moved. Then, the probe reactivated. But it was no longer transmitting from the chamber. The signal showed a new environment. Dry, rocky, open. A plateau under starlight. The constellations didn't match Earth's sky. No explanation was found. Was the probe receiving images, or had it been moved? Analysis showed the feed was real-time, not playback. Live. As the team watched the screen, another figure. Towering. Indistinct. Then the feed cut. The probe was found back at the mouth of the tunnel, intact, but ice-cold. Later that week, seismic activity was recorded in the area around the ranch, localized, deep, and rhythmic. The kind of movement associated not with fault lines, but with mechanical motion, as if something massive were turning underground. Further exploration was halted. Radiation levels spiked near the entry pool. The water changed color, slightly greener. Small animals avoided the area. One geologist reported dreams, vivid, repeating. A spiral, a voice. A phrase in a language he did not know, but somehow understood. We are still below. Samples taken from the chamber showed anomalies. The crystalline structures didn't match any known mineral. When stimulated with sound at the subsonic frequency recorded earlier, they vibrated and briefly became transparent, revealing swirling motion inside. Not liquid. Not gas. Something. ELSI team of independent physicists reviewed the data and came to one possible conclusion. Terrifying in its implications. The chamber might not be part of a cave system. It might be a containment structure. For what, no one could say. The sphere remains in place. Floating. Watching. Untouched. No further dives have been sanctioned. The area has been sealed by private contractors. Equipment removed. Access denied. The ranch remains operational, but quieter. Guarded. The owner refuses interviews. The divers signed NDAs, but some footage leaked. Sunlight crested the eastern ridge of Blind Frog Ranch. In the stillness of dawn, the exploration team suited up in near silence. Only the soft hissing of oxygen tanks, clicks of harness buckles, and the occasional metallic clang echoed in the prep area. The goal was simple but daunting. A deep dive into a submerged cave system, uncovered after a partial rockfall. The opening had been revealed 2 weeks prior. No one had gone beyond the first 60 meters. Today, that would change 7/12. Descent begins. The divers entered the pool one by one. Water visibility. Moderate, with fine silts settled on the rock bed. As they sank into the cold water, beams from their helmet lights pierced the murky gloom. The entrance to the cave loomed below, a vertical shaft with irregular limestone ridges, shaped by time and tectonic pressure. The first diver signaled clear, and the others followed. At 14 meters down, the shaft narrowed and tilted into a tunnel. Inside, the world changed. No sounds, no speech, only breath. Controlled, rhythmic. They were ghosts moving through a mineral throat 745, first marker. The metal plate hit 42 meters. Diver 2 tapped his light toward a metallic glint embedded in the rock wall. The team stopped. Etched lines, almost symbols, covered its surface. The lead diver brushed sediment away, revealing more of the plate. It was bolted into the stone, as if sealing something behind it. No tools were brought for excavation on this dive, so they recorded the location, took high-resolution photos, and moved on. A silent agreement passed among them. This wasn't ordinary Geology 830. Chamber 1. The collapse said they reached an open chamber. Chamber 1, previously mapped by a reconnaissance drone. The floor was a mosaic of jagged rock and soft silt. A partial collapse had sealed off part of the original tunnel, but a narrow vertical slit on the northern wall was just wide enough for one diver at a time. Diver 3 squeezed through first. His light disappeared around the corner for 15 seconds before a pulse flash signaled all clear. One by one, they follow 0915. Chamber 2. The wall of bonus the new chamber was smaller, about 4 meters in diameter. The walls were smoother, unnaturally smooth in places, as if worn by machines or hands, not water. Then they saw T-bones, embedded in the walls. Hundreds. Not fossilized, but preserved. Mostly animal, deer, rodents, even what looked like a bear skull, but interspersed among them were human remains. A jawbone. A femur. A vertebral column twisted unnaturally. Many had signs of cutting. Precise incisions.